name is Kunle Martins, and I am a graphic designer. I've been known to write graffiti. I'm 27 at the time of this interview. I had discovered graffiti on the desk of a classmate in my freshman year in high school. Like in the first 2 weeks of high school. It was just so dope. Like all the, he had drawn it himself. It was all with ink and it was just so dope. I just loved the way it looked, and I went home and I like retraced everything, and from there I kind of welcomed it with open arms. Earsnot was like number 10 of like 15 graffiti names that I've come up with and actually gone out to write. Seeing a really dope tag that I put up, jocking myself, that's my favorite part. Like when I catch a really dope tag or do a really dope fill-in, I will fucking walk up the block and come back and look at it like 9 times. Like I just finished painting my house and I have to drive up the block just to see how it looks from every angle. It's definitely like a personal, private thing. I guess I like attention. That's no secret. I love attention, So if I can kind of get people to think about me when I'm not around, or kind of just like, represent myself with these little like signatures and tags, it just, it makes it that much better for me to like sleep at night. It's like, yes, like, some people are like, I fucking finished designing the second story on my house or whatever, or I finished like renovating my kitchen or my bathroom. Like, dude, I caught like 30 tags today. It's like kind of like working out in the morning before you go to work, kind of put your mind into perspective. It's a little bit of discipline or something, it's kind of a little push. So yeah, I love writing graffiti. It helps me maintain the idea that I'm the man. I've got like mental problems out the wazoo because of the whole like separation in my head of like who I am, and like I am a superhero. Like when I see my tag somewhere, I'm like, yes, Earsnot's up. Or when I don't see my tags, I'm like, Earsnot needs to get up. And then when I don't feel like writing graffiti, it's oh, it's Earsnot, it's his fault. He needs to go write graffiti. Like Kunle is tired. It's totally fucked. Do I ever feel bad about writing graffiti, like putting it on someone's store or something, because they have to clean it? No. I've been asked that question so many times, and every time I can seriously give it, a once over, and I think about friends who have stores and, all sorts of things, and it's like, you know what? Don't have a store. What are you gonna do? Like, you don't want someone to fucking scratch your car when you have it parked. Don't have a car. Like, you don't want your kid to grow up to be a fucking pothead with tattoos. Don't have a kid. My goal is just to do it for me. This guy. Here. Iraq is a graffiti crew that I started in the late 90s. The name comes from racking, which is a slang term for shoplifting. But right now it's like a crew of like a bunch of artists and like, creative people. It kind of just started with me wanting to have my own crew, writing a lot of graffiti and shoplifting a lot to like survive. We're young in New York City, not completely bad looking, so it's kind of like the city is our kind of like playground type of thing, get to do whatever we want, or at least that's the way it felt. The city was a very different place. It was a lot easier for someone to be creative without having like a super goal. I had really strict parents. I had a father who was Nigerian and my mother was from a farm in Virginia, and like between the two of them, they weren't really trying to like have like this creative kid into skateboarding and all this other crazy shit. They just wanted me to be this academic guy, which I kind of was up until a certain point, and then I kind of, just started being bad. I went to school until 11th grade, which is when I ran away, so I didn't graduate high school. I didn't complete my senior year. Started skateboarding and writing graffiti. I've been shoplifting since I was like a young kid, like 6, like 1st grade. It was a total secret life that I had. I believe that it's what led to my bedwetting problem, which I currently do not have, but I did wet the bed until I was 18. Back in the day, it was just like, something that happened like all the time. Like when I was a teenager, like graffiti writers, it was like, a hot topic. It was like a cool thing to talk about, or like to diss me about, like, oh, he's a faggot, And I'm like, yeah, cool, like, come on, let's fight, like, fuck you, motherfucker, like, what are you, like, inherently better than me or something? Like, come on, no, come on, let's have it out. Any stereotype that I fall into, I like to kind of shake up. I hated that, like, for a long time, like, people just see, like, gay people or black people as a certain way. I can't stand the Al Sharpton, like, dude that, like, speaks for black people. I can't stand that. He does not speak for me. You know what I mean? Just like the fucking gay politician that, like, doesn't speak for me. Like, there's no one person that can, like, represent me other than me. A line has been drawn in the sand, so, yeah, I'll jump on that side, the bohemian side, sure. It's cool to be me.